Lynn Amano.
I missed the button instruction. Okay. Superintendent Starr and board members, I am here representing the Rosemary Hills Neighbors Association with our community's position against option 5. Bruce Crispell has stated that our neighborhood had plenty of opportunity to give input. Respectfully, input is not the same as a seat at the table. There is repetitive language about the importance of the ability to walk to one's school in Dr. Starr's recommendation. However, our neighborhood, the one that actually walks to Rosemary Hills, was completely shut out of the process. Paddington had only one seat on the committee, filled by an individual who did not speak English well and did not show up. As you have heard by now, East Bethesda had a full 6 seats on the committee. The Rosemary Hills PTA position paper was based on a survey in which only East Bethesda residents were asked about their preferred matriculation pattern. No such survey was conducted of the other affected community, the Paddington Apartments. The true position of Rosemary Hills Primary was not represented, as the majority of us were not asked nor invited to participate. Finally, it misrepresented the survey results and was in fact presented to the Board of Education by an East Bethesda resident. You have heard others speak of the East Bethesda bias boundary criteria. East Bethesda residents should not have been allowed committee seats representing the very schools from which they were fighting to remove their children. Those seats rightfully belong to parents whose loyalties were remaining with Rosemary Hills and NCC. 2 of the non-Bethesda residents of the committee expressed an unwillingness to tell East Bethesda residents where they should send their kids to school. But no one took issue with deciding for Paddington residents that they would prefer to walk their children to a less affluent school rather than bus them to a more affluent one across town. Although not asked nor able or willing to advocate directly, Paddington residents in private conversations have expressed shock and disappointment that their kids will no longer be able to attend Bethesda Elementary. The assumption that walking to one school is more important than maintaining diversity is a de facto resegregation of our schools. Studies have shown that poorer children do better in schools with wealthier classmates. In a county that averages 35% farms, it is a disgrace to further reduce the numbers at a school that is already only 6% farms. Bethesda Elementary now becomes even less racially and economically diverse than the local private schools. Very simply, to the board members and Mr. Crispell, there is no guarantee that a process is a good one just because it has been used before. The PTA representation in this case, the advisory committee membership, and the criteria were all significantly flawed. As board members, you are elected officials responsible for processes that should represent the best interest of individuals who can't represent themselves. This process represented only the desires of a few wealthy individuals at the cost of the whole. Thank you.